We are having our first sprint review. So if I can start by asking, what is a sprint review from what we have learned? What is sprint review? What is sprint review?
This is Henry. Yeah, a sprint review is that meeting whereby the team meet with the stakeholders and then discuss about what the activity is, what they have been able to develop, what they have, what the outcome of their work, that's the product, and then they will, make presentation for all they have done so far.
Okay, thank you for that. So for whatever it is, I just want to explain to us that this session is not about learning how to use Azure DevOps alone. It's not about Azure DevOps. We're just using Azure DevOps as a learning tool. Everything we are doing here, even if you don't go for other training and you take this seriously, you can get something from me to put on your CV. So it's not about learning Azure. For those who are coming to join us to say, okay, maybe it's more than that. We are everything that you've been learning as a BA and even as a Scrum Master. We want to practicalize it here, but it's just that it's just a simulation kind of thing. So from tomorrow, we'll be having a Scrum Master, we'll be having a product owner, and then the rest of the team will be the developers. So typically, I want you to start thinking now. By tomorrow, when we go through our sprint planning, next sprint planning, I want to have a person representing as a product owner, and then we want to have a Scrum Master. So definitely either Henry or Vincent, because those are the Scrum Masters that come from the Scrum Master side, will be our Scrum Master. So between Kemi, Ayo, and is it Zukia, should become our product owner, and the rest of the team be developers. So be thinking about that, and then because I want conversation to be going on. Typically as it's done in Scrum team. So thank you for that. Can anybody add anything, or if I can ask the next question? So how long should the sprint review be for a sprint of 2 weeks? Not Henry again, not Vincent. How long should a sprint review for 2 weeks be? How long can it be since it's time bound? Not that should it be. How long can it last for a sprint duration of 2 weeks?
Sorry.
Yeah. Yes.
For a week sprint is about 30 to 60 minutes.
About.
Is it?
Oh, okay, thank you for that. Does anybody want to buttress what she has said? So I have asked for a sprint of two weeks, which is the typical. But you said for 1 week. But even for 1 week, I don't think is so. The time box for a sprint of 2 weeks.
I think it is sprint of 2. If we talk about 2 weeks, sprint of 2 weeks, the time box is 1 hour.
For your sprint for the sprint review.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'm sure it's 1 hour.
So for a sprint of 1 week, it will be 30 minutes.
I don't know about 1 minute. If we
yes,
divide,
now that's the ratio.
I think the general rule is 1 hour per. 1 hour for every sprint, every week sprint. So typically, if you're having 2 weeks, it should be at least 1 to 2 hours. And if it's 3 weeks, let's say 2 to 3 hours. But basically, every 1 week should be 1 hour for review.
Wow.
I don't know if it makes sense. If we have a week, it's 1 hour. If we have 2 weeks, it should be 1 to 2 hours. But I think from the agile principle, we should have at least every week should have at least 1 hour. So if we have 1 week sprint, it's 1 hour. If you have 2 weeks, 1 to 2 hours. If we have 3 weeks, it could be 2 to 3 hours, something like that.
Okay. Are you people sure? Because you're trying to confuse me here.
What I know is 2 weeks. As all I know is 2 weeks is for 1 hour. You know, sprint review. I don't know that 1 hour is. I mean, 1 week is 1 hour. I thought it's 2 weeks. That is 1 hour.
I think that's why I said between 30 to 60 minutes.
Okay.
For 1 week, and for 2 weeks is going to be between 1 hour to 2 hours in my own head.
Because I don't know. I don't want something like what I said yesterday. I think Vincent was in that meeting of somebody that went for an interview, and at least to his best of knowledge, he performed very well on the interview, and then just out of the very casual, one of the interviewer, when he was just going, just asked him, "So how long is your sprint?" And do you know what he said? He said 1 year. So here,
Okay.
So for a sprint of 2 weeks, just as Vincent has explained, we have this for planning, time box up to 4 hours. Sprints, daily scrum is constant, no matter how long or how short your sprint is. And just as Vincent has explained, it's 1-to-1. 1-to-1. So 1 week, 1 hour, 2 weeks, 2 hours, 3 weeks, 3 hours, 4 weeks, 4 hours. So let's get that. Though it doesn't come, they will not ask you like that. But if you make that kind of mistake, that means you typically don't know. You were not. That means you don't, as in, you're just lying. You've been lying all along. If you want a very good interview, they ask you what is Scrum, you define it. They ask what is this one. They just ask you, so how long is your sprint review? You now start saying this thing. Though this is what we call time box. That doesn't mean that you must use 2 hours or 3 hours. But you can, the maximum you are allowed, so that you don't use all your time for this, is up to 2 hours. But sprint review, as I've known, our sprint review at my workplace is 40 minutes. I have two squad. Those the 40 minutes we used to run over as well. We'll put it for 40 minutes so that the stakeholders, they will be attracted. They will not want to say, it's too long. So put it, but when we come in and serious things are being discussed, sometimes we run over, but we put it for 40 minutes. So these are the times. So for us to know, you don't need to cram it. When you are used to it, it just comes natural to us. So that's the idea that we're trying to push here. Take that away. Right. So this is 9:30. Yeah. So we ran a sprint from Sunday last week, which we agreed for everyone to. Let me even say first of all, I hope everyone here is on this space. We started. We initiated a sprint from our backlog of wanting to be a Scrum Master. We wanted to be a Scrum Master, right? So from our pro backlog, this is our epic. Our epic is Scrum Master as a true leader. So the whole idea was for us to run a project like to help somebody to become a Scrum Master, and we had two epics, right? So we had one of mastering Scrum Master fundamental. Under that one, we had understanding agile, and then we took this pro backlog. I'm sure all of us now we know how to populate this pro backlog, and then we landed here in our sprint. So there's a pro backlog, there's a sprint backlog. So today we are trying to present to our stakeholder what we did during the sprint. So typically, I will allow everybody to speak for 1 minute, and let's hear a roundup of what you did concerning this project during the week. So please.
If I may, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, so this is Ayo. I tried
Okay.
joining last week, Sunday, so but I couldn't get in, and I messaged you on our group, and I think I've even reached out to you personally. So I wouldn't know if there is a recording as I'm trying to talk about it now.
Yeah, so 2 or 3 things now. First of all, are you on the GA Scrum Master
Yes,
WhatsApp?
I've done.
I asked for emails and name. Have you provided yours?
Where did you do that, sir? Do you mean on the WhatsApp group for Scrum Masters?
Yes, I did on the WhatsApp group. So if I bring it here.
Okay, I didn't see the message. Maybe I'll check.
So I sent out a message. So I sent this on Thursday. For those who have just joined, please share your email addresses and official names so that I can add you to the Teams group. So that if you share that, I'll be able to add you to this workspace, to this team workspace. So we have a team workspace here. This is where you're seeing us having a meeting now. If you are added here and you're able to join successfully, you'll be able to access the files. If you come to files,
all right, I'm dropping it right away.
So you will see all the recordings. You see all the recordings. So these are all the recordings that we've done, and today's one will go there as well. So I will delete this because it's not. I will delete this one.
All right, that's fine. I've dropped the email. Thank you.
Okay. So I will do that later. So let's go back to. So I'm just asking now, can in 1 minute or less than 30 seconds, can we just give a roundup of what we did concerning these projects during the week? Because I told us to have discussion, I told us to collaborate, and I told us to and we agreed to create at least 3. I was one that closed most of all the tickets that were closed. I closed them, so you can see closed by Greater Agile. That's my handle. So because this board they don't lie, they see everything. Closed by Greater Agile. I had to come and close them by myself to see so that you have something on the blonde chart. Okay, this person closed this one, which is good. So can you just tell us what you did? So if the stakeholders were here now, they say, okay, now that we have paid you £700 a day throughout last week. So what did you do as a person on the project? So what did you do? Remember, there's no right or wrong answer. There's no anything that is this thing. Just for us to have a conversation. So this is part of us presenting. This is part of what we'll be doing at workspace. Even though most of the meetings I don't talk, I just set it all. I invite people, but I'm sure when it comes to talk, I'm able to talk because I follow through and I know what's happening. Yeah, please. Henry, are you talking because you are still muted?
Sorry, I wanted to unmute myself. Can you hear me, everyone?
Yes, and if you
All right,
are
cool.
even this just you can tell me what to do if you want
All right.
to,
Yeah,
or if you want to share your screen.
Yeah, I worked on and I learned on and explained the agile and the Scrum principle. In there, I put out studied the 3 tasks. The one of them is research on agile and Scrum fundamentals. I created a presentation and documents, and I also explained what agile and Scrum is to the team. That's what I did. Yeah, that's what I did. Or you want me to go further?
Thank you for that. So once an item is in progress, so you've done fine. You've done the right thing that we asked you to do. But when the team is getting to know each other, when they're this thing, the work becomes more stringent. So for the next time, maybe from next week, when you create tasks, we need to see evidence of work done, supposedly. So this is a task for you to do. Research Agile and Scrum fundamentals. Maybe you can just show us, you can just attach something. You can attach here, and you can put a link here. Maybe this for typically for testers. No, you can attach here that, okay, this is what I did. There must be evidence of what you have done, because it's not just pushing along. Okay, but there should be evidence of work done. So thank you for that. So one thing that you did not do was to, after you have pushed your in to do this ticket and everything is done, you need to come here to this place and click on done. But I know we didn't talk about that. So that is when it will now reflect on your burn-down chart, which we'll talk about in a while. If you don't come here to close it, it will not reflect on your burn-down chart. It will still assume that you have not done anything, because all the effort of these guys, they are taken from here. All of them are working with this 3-story point. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for that. Yeah. Any other person? Why is this showing?
Okay, sorry.
And it was showing that he had never accessed the. And here I can see that he has been able to do something. Yeah, you wanted to do something.
Yeah, sorry, I wanted to say because I have other things on each of those tasks. There are other things I did under it. I don't know where to attach it.
Right. So this is as anything you want. You can attach it here in your discussion. You can just say, oh,
okay,
I have done this. So you can attach it here, put it there, and for people to see. Fine. You can come here and attach. If you want to attach from your system, you come to this last one that says 0 and attach this.
Okay.
It shows one attachment. Save changes. Then I think again, yeah, you can discuss, you can keep attaching here, and then the discussion goes on. And even if you come here too, you can attach anywhere that should just give visibility,
Okay.
unless you have set a rule or you have set a that this is how you want the attachment to be within the team. If not, anything that will give you visibility, it's okay. It's okay. Just like you explain what you are doing, what it is. So if you attach here, so the under here, discussion, you can attach everything. Your discussion, you can call out people here. Yeah. Please, let's like I said, it's let's talk.
But what if some people joined and like maybe in real life they're on the team and they didn't do anything on the project because they were still on board? What would they do in a meeting like this?
So in a meeting like this, in the actual work, in a meeting like this, if you don't have anything to say, you don't say anything. There's no need. Because typically it's depending on how the team is structured, we will have okay, how it works in my team is that my program my manager, she like work, she chases me up and down. We will have populated the conference page. We use Jira. I will make sure that the conference page is pointing to the issues that we have in our Jira, and then each person that has worked, we put a summary of what they have done. They put a summary one, and then they'll put an attachment to the actual document, because most of them are working in document, either Excel file or 3DX. There's one 3DX this thing. Then they will now say, oh, this is what I did, this is what it is, this is what we did. If you have not done anything, nobody will pull you out, or nobody will call you out, because typically even the stakeholder, they don't know who's who at some point. But so if you have not done anything, but that should be just one of the. And if it's a team that, okay, everybody don't need to talk, just the PO can summarize what everybody has done. Fine. It depends on how the team work. Anyway, so within my team, everybody, because all of them are kind of specialists, and I can say all of them, they are PO individually. They are PO. But if you are building a website that the PO is a subject matter expert, and he has an overview of what everybody is doing, then fine, you can just keep on. And then at times he will ask for the intervention of the developers. And maybe when a question is asked that the PO cannot answer, that the developers will take it on. So it's not compulsory that everybody talks.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Right, okay. But here, everybody's going to talk. Even if you have not done anything, you still have to say something. They want to know why you've not done anything. So yes, please. Okay. Okay. So if nobody is talking, so we gracefully move on. So the sprint planning session is a meeting for the stakeholders and the Scrum team, and the input to the sprint review is what will be the input to the sprint review? If you can ask, what will be the input to our sprint review? What will be the input to the sprint review, please? Let's contribute. Let's contribute. I said this. What will be the input to the sprint review? Please, can anybody just say something? So I know you are even hearing me.
Hello.
Yeah.
And the input to the sprint review will be the work completed during the sprint. Is
The
it?
increment. Thank you. One. That's the increment. Yeah, that's the input. One of the input. Input. The what was completed. That's the increment or the sprint goal. The increment. The sprint goal. Yes. Again. What else?
I think the stakeholder engagement.
Thank you. The stakeholder in themselves, they also input. Yes. What? Who again? The Scrum team. They need to bring themselves as well. And then we have our sprint backlog, where by input. That doesn't mean that we bring the sprint backlog to the review, but it is a reflection of the sprint backlog is what we work on to get the increment. So typically those are the input, and then the output is going to be a refined or feedback that we got from the review, and then a prioritized product backlog if there was any this that we needed to do. We need to take that back. Then we prioritize the product backlog. So that's what it is. The input, the sprint goal, we are going to demo, and then our team itself will come to the table. And then if we have the team and we don't have the stakeholder, what's the essence of the meeting? No, so the stakeholder too, and that's where the Scrum Master comes in to see how possible you're able to make it that those who matter attend the meeting. So it's now left for you again to know how you are going to bring that about. If it's a thing that you need to send invites, one, and then send reminder, or yes, and then put it in a time where you know those that matter will be able to attend the meeting, because you know these people, they are kind of very busy. So everything that will make them to attend is what you'll be pursuing. So in that meeting, our spring goal, which we didn't have, will have set a spring goal. So from the product backlog, let's say our spring goal will have been maybe. So one thing you can do instead now to get a spring goal, what can you do? What can we do to get a spring goal? What can we do? So I'm going to snip this and I'm going to put it in ChatGPT. I said these are my pro backlog item. Can you create a spring goal for me? So life has been made easy. Let me put this in my ChatGPT. Though it's in another screen. So the spring goal. All right. So the ChatGPT has given this as the spring goal. That's quite funny. Why is it because the spring is over? Gain fundamental understanding of. It combines everything. So it's giving you that sprint goal, gain a fundamental understanding of Agile Scrum by learning blah blah blah. That will make it. You need to save it so that you see your sprint goal. So you'll be seeing it every time you are working on it. Look at it here. Gain a fundamental understanding of Agile Scrum by learning principles, blah blah blah. So from those three, from the 5 this thing that we took, I just snip it and put it in ChatGPT. So overall, we were able to do these tasks. We're able to close some of our tickets. So this one was closed. I think some were not closed. This was closed. I don't know when it was closed. So closed by. So if you want to see the date that it was closed to, you can see it. But this was done. I closed this one. So this was not closed. So this was left. That means we didn't finish all our tickets during this, but that doesn't mean there could be several reasons why this was not done. So it could be maybe there was impediments or what we've done has been already been achieved. Even if it has been achieved, you can just come and close it, or something delayed the person that was working on this. And mind you, each of these tickets, each of these is typically for the team. That's why we have tasks. So in this now, let's say we were developing a website, and then there's this that says let me see. Okay, this is not the thing I was looking for. So because I wanted to explain, so each of those is actually for the whole team. So if you have a ticket that says sprint, let me say sprint 4. If you have a ticket that says create business profile. Create business profile doesn't mean that this person that it has been assigned to, that's the person that will do it. Or somebody will come and do the testing. Another person will write the script. So this ticket is for the whole team, but individual tasks is for individuals to accomplish this ticket. So on one ticket, you may have more than one person working on it, and then it could be that it's just one person that work on the whole ticket as well. But typically, that's why it doesn't move. Doesn't move. For that's why I like Azure DevOps. So Jira it moves, but it doesn't move because everybody. If somebody has just come and just move it like this and put it, and then somebody else need to do something on it, will the person now move it back? But no. If you want to do anything on it, so for example, maybe Vincent was the one that did this one. Another person did this one. So this Vincent did the research. Then Ayo was the one that created the presentation or documentation. We all combined to make sure that we completed what was on this tab. So that's what it is. Just because somebody has his name here, that doesn't mean that the person is solely responsible within within the team. So typically, that's what feedback that's feedback. Sprint review is all about, for us to showcase what we've done and say, okay, is it okay? Is it okay with what you have in mind, with what we are been discussing? Then should we progress? So if everything is in order, we move on. So the next meeting will now be what? What will be the next meeting after the sprint review? Man, this class, What will be the next meeting after sprint review? Ayo, Adekemi, please, what will be the next event, the next meeting after sprint review?
Should I?
Sorry?
Should I say?
Maybe don't talk yet. Let's see if we have another person. Nobody? Okay, carry on because of our time.
Yeah, the next meeting is going to be the last meeting of the sprint. That is the retrospective.
Yes, so that will be our retro. Thank you for that. So before we go into the retro, does anyone have any question concerning the sprint review? Even if you don't understand anything there now, mostly we'll still repeat this sprint review. Every Saturday we'll be having a sprint review now for at least the next few weeks. Throughout this month, we'll be having sprint review every Saturday. So if there's no any other question, so the next meeting is going to be our retrospective meeting where we retrospect. And so if I want to ask again, who attends the retro? Not you, Henry, again, not you, Vincent. Who attends the retro? Who attends the retro? Who attends the retro? Yeah, sorry?
Is it the Scrum team?
So that's the question again, all right?
Yeah, Scrum team anyway.
Okay. It's the Scrum team. So it's just the Scrum team that comes into the retro. The Scrum team and only the Scrum team. And what did they do in the retro? So what was the question? What happened in the retro, right? Oh, this class.
During the retro, they discussed about what went well and what did not go well.
Okay. Yeah, typically we come in as a team to discuss how our people used to confuse it to say how the team perform. How the team perform, but it's not a general performance, but our deliberation should be on our last sprint, not the print before the last, not how we've been working all the way. It should be a particular focus on the last sprint. That's what the Scrum guide says anyway. But so how did we fare last sprint, and then how can we improve? So, and the input is the team, is our process, and the output is every sprint retro. There must be something. There must be at least one high level. They call it high level improvement that we've identified. And I think it also I align with the saying that if two friends go into a meeting and two of them come out laughing, that means they've not talked to each other. But that doesn't mean that we're coming to fight here or no. So that means there must always be, no matter how good the team is, there's always room for what? Always room for improvement. But anyway, that's on paper. I must tell you, that's on paper. By the time you enter the read this in, the retro, we just do retro. No, all the improvement, nobody goes back there to. No, since I've been doing this thing, hardly do we. It's always Scrum Master that we try to enforce to see how the. But once we discuss the retro, we use in my organization we use Lucy chart. We use Lucy chart, but Agile DevOps has made it kind of very easy and interactive by creating a section. This is an add-on where you get this from the app market, and then you can have your retro board. So we are going to create a new retro board now. This is the first one. So I'll click on this, create a board. So this is the how you can create a board. You first of all name your board. So we can call it sprint 1. Sprint 1. Sprint 1 retro. So when you're setting up your board here, it asks you for the name. You give the name. So you say maximum vote per user. So this vote, we'll talk about this vote later. So I'll put it at 3 for now. We'll talk about this vote when we get into the session. Then these are the area. It says include teams assessment. Yeah, we'll assess our team. This is the ultimate. It says obscure the feeders. Obscure the feedback of others until after collected phase. No, we don't want to. We want to see what we are writing. So it's an agile environment. We want to see what each person is writing so that we know. Then display retro prime directive. This, sorry about that. So it also says do not display names in feedback. So all these are just trying to guide the team so that they will be open, because we have people working from various backgrounds. Some are from places like Africa, whereby if you don't feel like calling out people, or you want to put something that feel that it's not going to stand well with a team member. So all of this is just trying to guide all those, but that's where the Scrum Master also comes in now. You need to be able to help your team or coach them to that stand that everybody is open, everybody has respect, that we respect each other, that no matter what is said, we won't take it personal. And then the person that is saying it to will not say personal thing. It's a team. Everything that has been said, maybe somebody was the one that caused the delay or this thing. You know how to frame your words as well. We see more of that as we go on. So the template I want to use, you are allowed to use different templates. The normal one that people use is what went well, what didn't go well, and what have you. But you can use the 4 Ls. You can use your speedboat. You can use drop, hard, keep, and improve. You can use what went well, what did we learn, accelerators and impediments. But today, let's use the 4 Ls. If I click on 4 Ls, it will not give us what did we like about this sprint. So I always like when this heading come, if you want to write your feedback, try to make sentence with this. What did I like about this sprint? What did I learn in this sprint? What did we lack as a team in this sprint? And then as a team, what do we long for in the next sprint? So if that is okay by the team, we'll now save. You can go as far as I think 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is it 5 or 7? Okay, maximum of 5 of 5 columns. So let's leave it with that 4. We can now save, and these our columns have been generated. So now everybody now need to sign in into their into the instance. So if you sign in, you click on your project, you click on retrospective, you will land here. Is anybody able to do that so that I know whether to wait or not? So you can put in your feedback. So in this sprint, what did you like about this sprint? What did you learn in this sprint? What did you think we lack as a team in this sprint? And then what are you longing for from going onward? So please let me know if anybody is trying to. If not, Yes, please. Is anybody trying to log in? Or is anybody doing this so that we... If I...
Yes, I'm doing mine.
Okay, so you just click on this. You just click on add new,
Yes.
add new, add new,
Yeah,
add
I'm on
new.
it.
And you don't have to do everything, you know, just the ones that you feel you have. So as individuals are doing it, so typically, or best practice for me, I didn't let us do this beforehand because I know we're going to talk about it. What I do is, once we finish the sprint, I'll create this board and I'll let people know that the board is being created. So throughout the sprint, you can come in to have your feedback. You can come in to give your feedback while we discuss it at our retro, rather than say, "Oh, I give everybody 15 minutes or 5 minutes." That's one delay. It causes delay. Secondly, people may not even, they'll have forgotten what they even want to put. But as those things are occurring, if you let them know that the board is already set up, they can come in here at any time, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or the third, even throughout the week, Saturday, Sunday, it doesn't matter anytime you come there. So far you just done what you're supposed to do. So now somebody has done this. So part of what I'm saying is that before, if we have told it to give us the name, it will have shown the person's name. So instead of this just as asterisk 1, will have shown the person's name, but we said it shouldn't show name. That's why it's showing just this one. Any other person helping out? So with this now, typically you won't know the person who has written it. But again, we do ask during the retro, if there's anything that we need to, can you explain further? I like how illustrations, sorry, illustrations are used to explain during training. Okay. Okay. What did I like? How did they say that? If it no be Panadol, it no fit be Panadol. So what did I mean? Okay, so let's just deal with those ones that we have. So now when we now come in during the retro, we've already have our feedback. So like I said, it's a meeting where everybody comes in as typical equals. No product owner, no Scrum Master, but Scrum Master still facilitate. Is a section that he takes very seriously because for him, this is one of the core areas for him to gather data about his or her team. The Scrum Master wants to use this to know how to help the team, where to get improvement, and how to go about it. So he pays much attention to this. He prepares he or she, sorry if I'm using he. I know it can be a he or she, or it can be a them. So the Scrum Master will have prepared well ahead and then ready to see the containers of the people, because again, this is one of the least attended meetings. So the Scrum Master will also try to make sure that he makes it how do I call it now? Interesting. So what we usually do is that we start with light something. Maybe there was a time we used to for the 10 minutes, I used to ask them, show your dog, show your pet. You don't have a pet, bring something, let's just talk about it. We just talk about random things and everybody gets into it, and then we now start the retro. Anything that will bring life into the retro for people to attend. So that we now look at all that we have. I love the food we ate during the sprint planning. So wow. So what did we eat during the sprint planning? Who can remember what we ate? We now look at each of the column and see how tickets are involved. I love how illustrations are used for explanation during the training. Yeah. So typically during the training now is good, but we are typically talking about the sprint. So this would be in particular to the sprint. I like what you wrote there, but it will be about the sprint. So I learned that collaboration works. So this, I probably wrote this there. So if I was the Scrum Master and I was handling this, I would call out this. I'll say, okay, what do you mean by collaboration? What work? So our feedback should be such that we will not need further explanation. You have your feedback that doesn't need. So this is quite. I love how illustrations were used for explanation during the sprint planning. So again, you may want to go further and say, can you tell us one of those things we also want to learn? That's if, but this is in order. I love the food that we ate. So person asks, maybe the person was not there during the sprint planning. We say, so what did you eat that you love? So something like that. I learned that the sprint review for 2 weeks has a time box of 2 hours. Fine. That is straightforward. Everybody, even people that have not known, they will learn there. This is how it should be explicit that you don't need further interrogation. But this now calls for further interrogation. Collaboration works. What does that mean? That's kind of a general language. You will now ask, who wrote this? Please, can you elaborate what you mean by collaboration work? Where did we collaborate? So better see, we are saying, collaboration on achieving our ticket. This really made the whole team go smooth or something like that. Then we now go on. So nothing has been written here, fine. But the one that would have made sense for us is longed for. So that would be like that the thing that we need to improve. Let me see if I can put one there. We long for better collaboration. Better collaboration. So again, yeah, better collaboration. We can now say, okay, we need to collaborate more. We lacked what is it that we lack? I don't even know. So if all that is in place now, the next thing is we now click on group. So this is how Azure DevOps has done it, but it's not always like this in every tool. It's not like this on Jira. It's not like this on Trello. No, you can use Trello as well. You can use Lucidchart, which we use. So Azure DevOps, this collect. We've collected everything. We now group. So this grouping has to do with column wise. So if team A member has written about food, another person comes to write about food, another person comes to write about food, we now group all those tickets to be one. Everything that looks similar along the column, we just group them. By the way you group them is you can just grab the ticket and push it into each other. So you are pushing. See, these two together have become one. So that's how you group so that you can able to remove it. That's fun. Delete feedback, move it back to different column, group feedback. No. Should be to
I think
remove feedback.
you got it before. You got something here. Yeah.
Remove feedback from group.
Yeah.
Remove feedback from group. Let me see. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So you have ungrouped it. So because they're not similar. So the ones that are similar will now group. So the next one is now we now vote. So that's why I was telling us about 3 then. So here is a vote. So everybody has logged in. We now ask that, okay, based on what we have here, we want to vote. And the voting, what we are voting is for us to know the one people want us to work on next sprint. What do we want us to improve? What do we want us to work on next sprint? So the one that has the highest vote typically will come top. So, and I think most of the time it will be on this column because this we can work on I love food. We can work on I love illustration. We can work on better collaboration. If there are all other tickets there, we now have to group. We now have to vote. So by our vote is just to click on this up arrow. So I've used one of my votes. I can use the whole 3 on this one, and if I want to take it back, I can take it back. Maybe somebody has given me, I've paid for the vote. I'll just take up my vote and give it to the highest bidder. Just joking. So every one of us, we now vote, and then the one that comes top most, we now discuss it, or maybe we can discuss it, or we can now take it into our next sprint by clicking on Act. So after voting, we now click on Act. Act 3 means this now comes up for you, so that you can now add it to the next sprint. So I'll click on this. Hope you saw what I did. I click on Add Work Item. I click it as a Pro Backlog, and I'll put it in the next sprint already, because it doesn't go to the Pro Backlog. It goes into the next sprint because we need to work on it ASAP. So I can title it item from retro. As you so please, you can title it whatever title you want to give to it. Item from retro. So collaboration better, better collaboration. I will save it. And then again, now typically it should be Scrum Master that should monitor this. But if any of the developers say, oh no, I have enough, I could have enough time to monitor this through, then we can assign it to the developer. But typically it's Scrum Master that looks after that. So there's another button here which I don't normally use, focus. Focus just brings each of the item into so that we can discuss on each of the item if we so want to discuss on each one. It's typically once we've gone around the whole place, there's no need of that. So that's just what the sprint retro is all about. Any question? So the next and very important thing is this team assessment. So team assessment is here. These are just been added to Azure DevOps.
All right, can I ask?
So yes, please ask.
Yeah, during this voting, the numbers we use in voting, does it can you say anything about it? 1 and 3? Is it that 3 is have a higher likelihood or what?
I said you have 3 votes. I don't say the votes are numbered.
Okay.
You have 3 votes.
Okay.
You can only vote 3 times.
Okay.
So it's not that one is higher, so you can use your vote. You can vote on this one. If you click on vote, you can vote for this one. I can vote for this one.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Means I'll use my 3 votes. And if I don't want to vote for this one again, I take it. I'll come and vote for this one.
Okay.
So you have 3 votes. It's not that 3 is higher or any of this thing.
Okay.
So, do you understand now?
Yes. Thank you.
Right. So I was talking about team assessment. Very important. And for Scrum Master, this is the core area. So everybody has that this thing. You click on team assessment, and then you look at this as well. We are aiming for 9 or 10. Excuse me. We are aiming for 9 or 10. We totally detest 1, 2, or 3, or even 4, or even 5 or 6. We are neutral about 7 or 8. We don't even want it, but we want 9 or 10. And where do we want them? On clarity. So during the sprint, was I clear on what I was supposed to do? I clearly understood what is expected of me on this team. So as an individual, so you are voting unanimously. So nobody's seeing your vote, but we'll collect it. We'll collect it. So do I have clear understanding of what's expected of me? 10. Energy. Am I drinking energy boost? Am I drinking Mustard or Budos? What's that one's name? Or am I energized? Do I feel empowered? Do I feel that we can go on in this thing? Am I energized by the work that I do? Do you love your work? If that is a 9 or 10, we don't want 1, we don't want 2, we don't want 3, we don't want 4, we don't want 5, we don't even want 8. We want 9 or 10. Then psychological safety, very, very important. How safe? So Scrum Master monitors this. How safe do your team members, how safe do they feel? Do they feel safe? And by the safety, we talk about the five values of Scrum, right? Respect, commitment, courage, openness. So am I able to openly say my mind? Do I feel respected? Do I have a say in what is going on? So all of this, so everybody does it without being hampered. I feel safe and do not fear making mistakes, raising tough issues, taking tasks or asking for help. So in all of these, do you feel vulnerable? Or do you feel that, oh, if I make mistake, man, I'm dead? If I make are you always, when you see somebody monitoring you, do you feel as if your line manager sorry, they are cooking something here, is micromanaging you, or you feel like you are open, everybody's, you click on what you feel. Work-life balance, very important as well. Do you feel that you have to carry your work home every day, or you are able to say once office hour is over, I can relax? The work I do at home is just because I want to. If you are even doing any work at home, or it's just that I couldn't finish the work at workplace, and then why could you not finish? Is it because of you as a person, or the organization? So you evaluate that within this last sprint. My typical workload allows me to achieve an acceptable level of work-life balance. If that is okay, you click on it. Confidence. Looking forward, looking ahead. How confident are you that as a team, we are going to be successful on this project? How confident are you as at the end of this training, I'll tell myself I am a Scrum Master. I'll tell myself I'm a BA. I know how to elicit requirements. I know how to do my wireframe. I know how to talk to my stakeholders. I know how to convince my stakeholders to go my own way. Or then, if that is a 9 or whatever, then efficiency. Do we have the right tools, the right resources? Do we have, is the process working for us? Procedures, is the procedure allowing us to be effective? The procedure, that's the office called culture. We say there's a saying that culture will eat something for culture will eat is it huh? Culture will eat strategy. Culture will eat strategy for breakfast. When you are strategizing, when you are doing this thing, but the culture of the organization is so toxic. There's nothing you can do in that kind of an environment. I've worked in that kind of environment where everything very toxic and people were complaining and stuff. So that kind of thing, no matter the strategy that you bring, at the end of the day, the culture will finish it. Then do you have the right tools? Is Agile DevOps working for us? Do we have the right resources? Do we have our BA, our pro owner, or do we have a cross-functional team? So again, neither in there nor there. So if at the end of that, I'm satisfied with that, I'll submit. And everybody will submit as well. So we'll come back to that. But I want us to look at this prime directive is a library. It's a library, and I want us to, especially the Scrum Masters, to click on it, open it. It's a wiki. It has loads of reading on retro, how you plan your retro. Look at all these are links to documentation, 6 thinking acts, retro, pillars of agile, spiral web, blah blah blah. So if you want to take ideas on how to run different retros, you can come there, bubble up, Jeopardy retro, weekly retro sample, blah blah blah. Tips and tricks that you can use during your retro, common alignment curve, recent changes, blah blah blah, books. And if you want to watch books, if you want to read books or articles, look, they have them all just for you to come there. Agile retrospective, making good team look great. Even projects, the retro book and book innovation game. I think I want to open this game because I've been looking for a game. Go daddy, come mom. Anyway, so you can see a whole lot there. Let's go back to our this thing. So after you've done that, we've all done our assessment. I've submitted my own. So by the time I'm doing this, I won't be sharing my board for you to see, because we don't want anybody to influence anybody. We want you to do it with your church mind. I hope everybody goes to church here, or with your mox mind, or with your shrine mind. Anyone that with your good mind, that I'm not being coerced by anybody. Anybody is not telling me what to do. I'm not following anybody to say. I'm putting it from what I. Then, if we've done that, then we'll now come here to say, where is thou? Show retro summary. We'll now click on show retro summary. So from what we've done, only me. So it should show us the summary of this retro. The section was started by this person. How many collaborators? 2. Yes, only 2 of us contributed rather. Then only 1 person participated and casted 3 votes. So I told her all these things, these tools they have timestamp for everything, real time. There's no this thing, and this I was the only one that voted. That's why everything is green, which is good. So depending on what we have, then you will say it says discuss and act, not just discuss. Scrum Masters need to act. You need to act. If things are neutral or unfavorable, you need to act. Either individually, you meet people to know why like this, or as a team, but you must just act. And even when things are green, you still act. It's okay. let this remain green. What can we do to make sure that everything is always green? So that's the last aspect of it. No, there's another one. When you close that, you now come to your history. So for this now, we only have one retro. So for this retro, we had 5 feedbacks. We're having one work item that was created. So it's still pending. So next retro, it will not be know whether we resolved it or not. Let me see. For example, this no, not. Let me use greater agile one. So Rockitech 2.1. I think 2.1 people there. So if I go to this place, I'll go to retrospective, then I'll go to sprint 7, sprint 6 retro. So this is sprint 6. If I go to history now, excuse me, see all the history. So it's from this now. As the history builds up, Scrum Master will need to ask himself a question. For our sprint 1 or sprint 2, we had this 6 feedback. Sprint 3, 13. What informed that? We had 6 feedback in sprint 1. Sprint 2, we had 13. And this out of this 13, we did not take any work item into this thing. You need to ask question. But you won't let it to be up to this before you start asking question. So for this also to help you, this one we had 12. So what happened? Why did you have so many feedback? So that you can continue to do what you did to generate this number of feedback, because the more feedback, the better for the team. Then other metrics as well. Work item created was 0. Outcome, we did not have anything to improve. What happened there? Was it that we said we are so perfect that there was nothing to improve? Fine. So depending on what is so generate things for you to work on. So at the end of the day, that's how the sprint retro goes. After that, that's your sprint retro over till you go to your sprint planning. So that's all we are looking at today. Is there any question? If there's anything you still don't understand there, just know the one that you know for now. Like I said, we will repeat this at least 2 or more 3 times before we go over to before we finish. At least we'll repeat, and overall we'll repeat this process, if not up to 6 times. Yes. So is there any question this night? So we've gone through the sprint review, we've gone through the retro. Like I said, for tomorrow, so is Vincent here? Vincent, are you able to be our Scrum Master for next week so that Henry will see how you're going to do it? If Vincent is not physically here, he's just here. So maybe tomorrow we'll, but between the BA, we need a product owner. So let there be discussion in the WhatsApp. We need a product owner for tomorrow. And if you are able to come up with one, anybody volunteer, we can even relate to see what we can populate on our product backlog. So that is something that you are familiar with. But if not, we'll still work with something tomorrow, and then we'll have our sprint planning. So is that in order? We want a Scrum Master, we want a PO, then the rest of the team are going to be developers. Right. So thank you. If there's any question,
can I ask? We've used the Azure DevOps. Are we still going to use the Jira board?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I say we're going to do this like over 6 times.
Okay.
So like 3 weeks for Azure DevOps, 3 weeks for Jira.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So if there's no another question, I'm going to see us tomorrow. But let us communicate in this thing. I want somebody to volunteer to be the PO for next sprint. So Henry, be ready to be the Scrum Master. So it's just the Scrum Master side of things here. All right. So thank you for coming on tonight, and I'll say maybe I'll see you or not. As in, because you don't show your camera, but you are seeing me. So I will see I will see your names tomorrow.
Thank you.
I think it would be nice. I wonder it would be nice during class, at least before you start recording, we can see our faces. Then
Yes.
Maybe by the time you start recording, we can remove it for those that doesn't want. That would be nice, because if I see any of our fellow students here, I wouldn't even recognize them. I would not. I don't know how they look. I don't know their face, but it would be nice that we see our faces.
And we do recommend that our retro should be camera on. We do recommend that. I'm not even saying that. So retro is a place where we come in for the camera. At workplace, camera is always on. Either retro or any small meeting. Either it's 5-minute meeting. This is my line manager. I on shop banker. Camera is always on. She just talk. So you should be used to. You should be learning how to get used to that. You always put on your camera, unless maybe very big meeting where maybe become, but if it's your team meeting and everything, we are always there. It's not this thing. It's just automatic. Once it's a team meeting, everybody puts on their camera, because we are saying that face to face is the best form of this thing, and we're trying to emulate that even when we're working virtually. So, and to help us to do that is for us to see ourselves, at least to stand there, so that at least the body language, this thing. So, because we don't want, do not say yes when you mean to say no. So at least when we say our face, when we know when someone is saying yes, but the person is saying no. But anyway, I'll see you if I see you tomorrow, but I'll see your names. All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks again for joining.
Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.
We want volunteers for the product owner. So you can communicate in this thing. I want to be the product owner, and then we'll see how it goes. So thank you and good night.